Hi, my name is Alan Biggins. Welcome to my website franceonabike.co.uk. France, bike, it's the dream. France is a beautiful country and cycling makes you happy and healthy. And that's just what will happen to you if you come along for the ride. Watching this video won't achieve that, of course, but it will take you through beautiful countryside, along quiet, seemingly endless beaches, and through interesting towns and villages. And the sun will shine. Well, there's a fair chance. And it's an area whose history has played a key part in the shaping of the modern world, from the birth of the English language and the development of the English-speaking peoples to the freedom of Europe. So I'm going to take you for a spin through Normandy, from where, in 1066, England was changed forever by the longboats of its wild warriors, and to where, in 1944, the British, along with our American and Canadian cousins, returned in our own vast armada to free Europe. And it's not just your historical perspectives which will benefit, but your heart and lungs and your spirit and soul too. It's quick and easy to get to Normandy from England, just 3 hours on the ferry from Portsmouth to Cherbourg, where our adventure begins. And what cycling country this is. The town cycle paths are safe and wide, the country roads are very quiet, lanes and the old railway track are well surfaced, and there are signposts just about everywhere. If you're an English speaker, and especially if you live in Britain, if you only do one bike ride in France, this should be it. It's an area I know pretty well. I've lived in Normandy, written books about it, worked there, our kids went to school there, and I've walked and cycled her way for years. And I speak the language, with just a soupçon of Yorkshire. The route takes in 5 days of cycling and a rest day. As I mentioned, we start and will finish at Cherbourg. From the ferry terminal we take the cycleway left, along the front, grab something from the boulangerie, drop down a few gears, up the hill and away from the port, past the Château de Ravelay and into open country. Our first day's cycling will take us east, to the east coast of the peninsula, to Barfleur and Saint-Vaast-le-Hogue. It's 27 miles, and largely along the valley of the River Serre. It's a beautiful and all but traffic-free ride through the richness of Normandy, a land of woods and meadows, apple orchards and high-banked lanes, stone houses and contented-looking cows. These high-banked lanes are called the bocage, and are distinctively Norman. Believe it or not, the banks are not natural but man-made, and reinforced with stone, then overplanted. Hedges with attitude. The village of La Vaste is a welcome stop. It isn't vast as it turns out, but small and charming, cut through by the River Serre and populated largely by sarcastic ducks. There's a nice picnic place here and a rather fine shop. The Germans have a saying, to live like God in France. Tucking into a baguette, tomatoes and a pan au raisin on the banks of the Serre with the ducks and the crickets, I think I see what they mean. All is peace, but this land has a turbulent past. Even the name Normandy speaks of war, but is named after the Northmen, Viking raiders, who in the 9th century took this land from France, with as much blood and contempt as when they took England in 1066. And as we come into Barfleur, a tiny port with a shop and a cafe or two, we're into the heart of the Anglo-Norman action. Here, in this small harbour, William the Conqueror's wife, Matilda, in early 1066, had a clinker-built dragon ship, the Mora, built for him, and this was the Viking longboat he took to England and the throne. Beautiful Barfleur, number 4 in the top 10 prettiest villages in France, unspoilt and ideal for sandcastles and crabbing. But for the sailor, the top of the peninsula is dangerous. A mile or so round the corner is the great lighthouse of Gapville, second tallest in France, open to the public and well worth a visit if you still have a bit of puff in you. It was the dangers of this harbour that caused the French to replace it with that masterpiece of naval construction, Cherbourg. Our day's ride ends at Saint-Vaast-le-Hogue. This is a slightly larger port. The rigging wires chink and clink, and there is much to explore and enjoy. Here still can be seen men building clinker boats. I love Saint-Vaast. It's a place which I find hard to leave. In fact, I could live there. Tomorrow, in the second YouTube in this series, we will cover the cycling through Carentan, on to Barneville, Brickbeck and back to Cherbourg. Time now for some freedom air, good talk, a beer or two and bed. Bye for now.